it's M the Beginner Crafter. Welcome to the first WIPTube of 2024, and it will be a bit of a wrap-up video of the projects I've been doing in 2023, where I was doing in 2023, and also my plans and goals for 2024. And this is my WIP cart, and here on the top shelf these are my knitting and crochet projects that I worked on in 2023. Then in the middle there are cross-stitching or blackwork projects that I worked on in 2023, and in the bottom shelf there are projects that I worked on a long time ago, or I haven't yet worked on, but they are some goals for 2024, so either finishing or starting something new. And I'll be showing you the projects like top to bottom. So we'll start with the things I was doing in 2023, and because they also are some goals for 2024, I'll be talking about it and telling you what the goals connected to this particular WIPTube are. So let's move the cart and make things easier to see. Okay, so the first project that is handy is the beginner's mochila bag. So what I have left to do actually is this kumihimo braid. It is almost the length I need, but I think I'll prefer to stitch like 5 centimeters or 2 inches more of that. This is the cable that I have for my knitting needles, and I put it there to sort of be able to measure how long I want my kumihimo braids to be, and it seems like it's more or less the length I desire. So then I'll compare the length of the braid to the length of the cable, and I should be fine. In the design there's also braided, well, it's not braided, it's more like woven or crocheted strap so that you can wear the bag. I'm not sure if I will actually do it because it's not really something I want to carry with me, although we'll see. I think the rope will be enough, the kumihimo braid will be enough, but we'll see. However, I want to finish this in 2024. The bag itself crocheted quite quickly because it's a small bag, but the rest of things take a long time to be done. So this is one of the goals: finish the beginner's mochila bag. Then thread rug, which I crocheted for most of the year, I think, and I would have finished if I had enough yarn of this color. As far as I remember, that was the problem. I ran out of the yarn. So what I need to do is find first yarn closest to it, because there won't be probably the exact same, because it was from a subscription box with specialty yarns, and there was one huge cake of 1,400 meters, so about a mile. I mean, shorter than a mile, but a really long one, and one of them finished, the other one is still quite full, so I need to order that color of yarn, and it might be a bit difficult, but I want to finish the rug because I love the design of those shells that you can see. I'll try to put it this way so it's easier to see the background design. I love the design and I want to finish it. So that's the plan for 2024, to first order the yarn and then finish crocheting it. Hopefully, because that's also my New Year's resolution, to put my study in order and stop it being a storeroom for everything. And then I would need a rug for it. So hopefully this one will be a good addition to the room. So hopefully I'll finish it before 2024 ends. Then I've got my knitting projects. So this is the Bloom Between the Lines wrap that I also want to finish. I didn't finish it because I focused on another knitting project. So this one is kind of left out for a moment, but I hope once I finish the other project, I will also continue progressing on the wrap. The wrap is more or less in half. As far as I remember, it's more than a half now. So I should be able to finish it next year, if no other project consumes me. But I do think it should go pretty quickly, because I am better with knitting needles now, and I also know the pattern, so it usually works up quicker once I know the rhythm of the whip, and it's much easier to either crochet or knit when I remember longer chunks of the pattern. And I love the way it works. And maybe it's not a goal for 2024, but I would like to think at least about how to use the design, this kind of illusion thing, in other things, like a top, for example, because I really love the way the pattern behaves. It's stunning, and I would like to see it also in some other things, because I don't really wear a lot of scarves or wraps, so it's not easy to show off what I've made and what somebody designed. So I would like to make it into something I would actually wear, and just, you know, show other people that there are people who can create such a fantastic design like this one. So that's Bloom Between the Lines. And the last project, the one that consumed me at the end of the year, is the test knit for Ruska pullover. And this is what I have for now. The left sleeve, left shoulder yokes, right sleeve and right shoulder, and part of the right sleeve. The plan for the 2024 is, of course, to finish the whole sweater. The plan for the nearest future is to put the needles into, well, no, to put the sleeve into shorter cable needles and start working on the body. Because with the sleeve I did more than is absolutely required. So now I need to move with the body. Hopefully I will finish before actually the test knitting is required, and that will be the end of January. So at the end of January I will be able to move back to bloom between the lines. But so far this is my favorite project to work on, to be honest, because I'm learning so much working with it. It is annoying at times, just because there are still some areas where I don't feel very comfortable, and some things are annoying, but in general this is my favorite project so far. Also maybe because it's the one that I will probably use actually much more than the wrap, because it's a sweater and it's something to wear. So it might work this way for me. Now the finish in 2023, so black work 2023 project that is finished. I don't really have any plans for it for 2024, apart from maybe framing it with the rest of the finished projects and trying to find a place for it to be. For now, it's going to lay and rest with all the other stitching projects that I finished and are waiting to be framed and hanged. Then Miranda, which was my focus piece for 2023, and it stops being the focus piece for 2024. I will move on to another project. The goal for Miranda for 2023 was to finish that row. As you can see, I moved much further. I maybe didn't exactly finish that page. There are still quite a lot of white areas there, but I still stitched a lot more than I thought I would, because I hadn't had, I think, a focus piece that much before. I remember Virgo was my focus piece before, but Virgo was, I think, much closer to being finished than Miranda, and also didn't have as many stitches as Miranda. So I had no idea I would work this far. For the next year, because it's not going to be my focus piece, I want to finish this row. I know it's not a lot, and I probably will outdo myself, but I want to be safe, just because with Miranda, after finishing this row, I will have a big decision to make and some engineering actually to do, because as you can see, this is basically the end of the canvas, and I'm about a third into the picture. I think it's 36% into the picture. So I need to somehow find a way to add canvas for stitching in such a way that it doesn't show too much. I mean, I can't expect it to go very smoothly and without things appearing, but I need to figure out a way how to do it for it to actually work, and that may take me a lot of time. That's why for stitching it's just until the end of the row and trying to figure out the rest, how to join other things. So the plan isn't very ambitious when it comes to stitching with Miranda, but I think I prefer not to be disappointed with myself, and I know that I will probably procrastinate with engineering stuff. Stitching maybe not so much, but with figuring out a way how to join canvas, this might take me a while, and that's why I don't want to put too big of a goal on it for now. Then the fairy, which this year I didn't work much because I basically did black work, or actually back stitches. It's not really black work, but back stitches, and a little bit of cross stitching when it comes to the wings of the fairy. What I have left to do is add beads into the picture, and I need to find them. So the goal isn't huge, but this will be the finish of the picture. However, it will be difficult because I need to find the beads, and that's usually the toughest thing for me to do, is find stuff. But hopefully I will find them. I know I bought them, and there are somewhere in my flat, but I need to find them and start actually using them. There are 2 colors of beads, so it will also take me a while to bead all the beads, but I do hope I will finish the picture in 2024. Then black work for 2020, and I started, and I actually got to almost a half of it this year, and then I realized I made a mistake. If you can see here, I gridded with a mistake. There is 1 line more in gridding than it should be. The design isn't as tall, and I have to figure out what to do, whether I want to add something so that the line doesn't appear empty, knowing that it will kind of spoil the design because it won't be as symmetrical anymore, especially with 5 different designs in a row. Whether I want to frog the gridding and grid it correctly this time, knowing that it will take me a long time, because I did grid quite a lot and there are different threads in different places, so it's it might be a long way to do it. Or whether I want to leave it as is, to kind of symbolize the year that this design was made for, 2020, which was a pretty crazy year and didn't work exactly as most people planned. So I hope to finish this design this year, but I know it will take me a while to make a decision, because there are 3 options and I don't really like any of them. So I'll have to think, really. Actually, the more I think about it, the more optimal, although it's not really how grammar works, but the one I lean towards most now is the last one, to leave it as is and pretend it's because of 2020, because that will also give me some inspiration for writing in those narrow places, to things about write things about 2020. That's a year of the snakes, a year of mistakes, some kind of, crappy year, things like that. So for now, it looks like the best option, but I need to take time to think. I don't know what to do yet, so black work is paused for a moment. I will do, it is a plan, I haven't started anything yet, so I don't really have anything to show you. That's why I'm talking about it now. I will do black work for 2024, but I still haven't made a decision about the general layout of it, so I won't be starting it yet. But I will definitely do it because I love black work. The designs by Peppermint Purple are amazing. I am a Peppermint Purple pal, so if you want to buy her designs, you can use my referral link that I have in the description box. And then if you buy something, I get commission at no extra cost to you. She also has a lot of free designs, so you don't have to pay anything, but I still love it. So I do recommend, if you like black work, if you want to start black work, her designs are amazing. And usually the stitch along for a given year is free. You just need to create an account on her webpage, Peppermint Purple, or you can join her Facebook group, which I think is Peppermint Purple Stitch Along. I think this is the name, and then you will get those stitch along designs for a given year for free. Then Mini Marvelous Garden, which I stitched also quite a lot this year. And the goal for the year was to finish page 3. As you can see, it's not fully finished because there are some white areas as well. But I also moved to page 4 and even 5, so that's great. I also wanted to get to 50% and I'm over that, so the goal is achieved for 2023. In 2024, I want to make Mini Marvelous Garden my focus piece and hopefully actually finish it, because I'm over 50%. So I think I am able to finish it. And when Miranda was my focus piece, I stitched almost 40,000 stitches on it. And with Mini Marvelous Garden, I think there is about this number of stitches to finish. I'm at about 32,000 right now, and it's 59%. So actually there's fewer stitches to finish the piece than I did in Miranda. So I should finish it this year, which would be great, and that's the goal for the year. To finish Mini Marvelous Garden, to have a large piece of stitching finished next year, so that I can focus on other WIPs. But also this would be my second full coverage finish, because first I did the Virgo, so that would be my second finish, and it has many more colors than Virgo had, and also it's much more detailed and with a smaller needle, canvas, everything. So that would be great if I was able to finish, and I do think I will be able to finish it in 2024, if nothing happens, obviously, but if I'm able to stitch, I should be able to finish it. So that would be great. Then Avarice. Avarice, I also stitched quite a lot of it. The goal for 2023 was to get to 10%. And I'm at 10% and a half, something like that. So goal is finished. For 2024, I want to get to 15%. It doesn't look like much, but Avarice has a lot of stitches. It's a huge piece. And 5% is actually quite a lot of stitching. Because as you can see, there are 3 pages. This is the 4th one, and it's just 10%. So 5% is about 2 pages and a bit. So that's like finishing a row, more or less. It's not exactly, but although it might be exactly. No, because the pages are moved a little bit. So it is a lot of work. It may not sound much, those 5%, but it's actually a lot of work. But I hope it's actually achievable because I've been working on Avarice for about a year and a half. So, oh well, it took me a year and a half, so about 9 months for each 5%. So it is achievable. Yes, it is achievable. Also because the moment I finish Mini Marvelous Garden, I want to switch my focus piece to Avarice so that it gets a bit more stitching done this year. So I think 5% is absolutely achievable this year, and that's the main goal. I do hope to finish the row also. Of course, taking into consideration confetti stitches and that there will be some white areas, but these are the 2 goals for Avarice. The main one is 15%, the other one is to finish the row. And something I did in 2023 was gridding for another piece, another project from 7 Deadly Sins series, and this one will be Envy. Envy is green, that's why I didn't grid with the same thread as I gridded Avarice, because it's green, so it wouldn't show up as much. I used, I don't know, fuchsia, purple, something like that. So I have gridded, I think, the first 2 pages, more or less, because Envy is my 1st of January start, and so I will be starting it today because I'm recording it on the 1st of January. So once I finish recording and put everything in order, I will start stitching Envy. And with Envy, my goal for the year is to get to 5%, which might be more complicated than it sounds because it has the same amount of stitches as Avarice. So in theory, if I can do it on Avarice, I should be able to do it on Envy. But it's not as easy as it sounds because 2 pieces of so many stitches might be very difficult to do because it gets to 10%, which took me for Avarice a year and a half. However, I want to start Envy with a 24-hour challenge, like I did with Avarice, and I remember I stitched quite a lot of stitches during those 24 hours. So with a nice start for the year, it should move me a bit within 24 hours. It won't be exactly the same as I did with Avarice, because with Avarice I did 24 hours from the moment I started and it included everything, including sleep. With Envy, I want to change things a little bit and divide it into 2 parts with a break for sleep. Any other things I'll be doing, so I don't know, eating, going out, things like that, they will be included in those 24 hours. So I won't be able to stitch, but it sort of counts as time used. But sleep, I want to take the time off for that. So it will be a little bit different. So I hope I will stitch a bit more than I did with others. So that will be a nice start for the year. But we'll see how that goes, obviously, but I think this is a good idea. And that's all for stitching and my WIPs of 2023 that I worked on. So now just goals for 2024. The first one is one of the projects I was doing at the beginning of the channel. So the pillowcase, the Mexican pillowcase. I have together the front and the back of the pillow. What I have left to do is sew them together. And hopefully this year I finally do it and I will have the pillowcase finished after quite a few years. Then also something I was hoping to finish this year, the Christmas bubble. I have it stitched, not yet cut out, but I have it stitched. And I did find the styrofoam bowl. So hopefully I'll cut the pattern out, glue it to the styrofoam bowl and have my Christmas bubble for next Christmas. Then my Easter egg. Which actually might be a bit more difficult because I have found 3 pieces and I need 4 of them for it to work. So either I need to find another piece that is already stitched and cut out, or I need to stitch the piece once more and glue it to the egg and have an Easter egg, Easter decoration ready. Then this. This is, as far as I remember, a hook stand from Crochet Society. I don't really remember how it works, how it goes together, and there might be another piece that I put somewhere and I can't find it. I'll need to check with the booklet, but I want to finish it. And hopefully in 2024 I will be able to finish it. If I have all the pieces, it's basically the matter of sewing things together. If I lost something, I will need to crochet it again. Then Pikachu, which I remember I was doing for my friend's birthday, but I didn't put all the body pieces together, and I actually think I lost a piece. Yes, I think I'll maybe not. This is the ear, these are the arms, and these are the legs. So no, I just need to cut out the eyes and basically facial expressions from felt, and that would be it, and sew things together. So that would be great, because I thought I lost a piece, but I didn't. So that's great. This is the owl. That's also from a Crochet Society booklet. And as far as I remember, I need to stitch it together and sew it. And that's it. No, there was something else. I don't remember what it was. I think these were legs. I need to find them or crochet them again. But it's also very close to finishing, so I want to finish it in 2024. And then sashiko, something completely new that I had never done before. I've had this for at least a year and a half, and I haven't started it. So I want to make at least one of sashiko projects next year. And I think I'll start with this one, because this one looks, well, the prettiest, to be honest, but also the, I don't want to say the easiest, but kind of the one that won't be as difficult for a beginner. So I want to do at least one sashiko project. And also I want to make more stitch markers that I've also had pieces for a few years now. And I need to make longer stitch markers for knitting in the round especially, or crochet in the round, although to be honest, they are more necessary for me for knitting. With crocheting, I control the length of the yarn better, so there aren't that big breaks in the fabric or holes in it because of stitch markers. But with knitting, it's a little bit of a problem. So I need to make something with long, thin, like thread to put on the needle, and then a marker that's kind of hanging. So using those stones and bits and bobs that I have here. So these are all the WIPs I was making and plans for 2024. I hope I'll be able to achieve most of it. I don't think I'll be able to do all of it because basically all of the goals for 2024 from the bottom shelf of the cart were things I was planning to do in 2023, and it didn't work. So there is hope, but not a certainty that they will actually come true. So we'll see, as usual. We'll see how everything will work and how far I'll be able to go. If you've liked the video for just show off of my work in 2023 and the goals for 2024, click the thumbs up button, leave a comment down below if you want to say anything, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, just to see how I actually go with my goals in 2024. Another goal that I have for the year is creating tutorials. I have one for filet crochet with a heart inside, and I want to make more tutorials for other designs, first with filet crochet, but also I hope other types of pattern. So consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you next time. Bye!